And there we go. I managed to use my fine-tuned skill of um, 2.5 fingers typing to get everything else in order, which I failed to notice before the stream. Anyways, good morning, WPPL. This is Tele Tanker for the Black Translation, streaming you a farming sim for a change. So let's see. There's the chat. There's game window, where we are already loaded. And here we go. I'm I have to confess, I'm at the point with this stream where it's pretty much in the line of what year is this? It's April. It's been a while since I've been on this server, so let's see what's happening on the map. Okay. Resources are still loading, so I don't have the full map information. We'll let it go then. Well, it's grass, and I'm not going to make any offhanded comments about that. But we'll see. We'll see how this goes. It seems like not a lot of other people have played as well. Which happens, like I think the Farming Sim crew has been at Lightyear Frontier. Seems like a decent game as far as early access goes. You know, just to change the pace and all that. However, once you come back to these things, it's always a little bit of what year is this, what was I doing, and so forth. But I'm going to let this thing sail, do the finishing line, and pick up the pieces as we go. So I'm back to palletizing this grass. And the assembly line is not running. Nope. Okay, let's give it a helping hand. Thank you, Sirach, for the contribution. I think our resident artist will have something really nice in store. Ah, I get a spam call. How surprising. I'm glad that my phone picked up that really fast. Even though it shouldn't have ringed. But yeah, we have, I would guess, a very nice piece of art coming, like the last one for the Coop donation drive was really solid. And I think the next one will be as well. And we are currently quite nicely the way. I hope any Asha people are not watching me doing this. I should not be inside this enclosure. So let's... I was doing... It's always a bit of a question mark what I have been doing. The roller is here, so I've been definitely doing something, or some of the other people have been doing something. Okay, there's no always Hippocampus Hansford, thank you for the cook donation. I think we all are looking forward to what's coming as the art. I don't know what it is. I don't have any insider knowledge. I'm just, you know, genuinely excited because, well, even if you just consider the community's TV side we are running here, I think we generally have a nice thing going. Like, I'm not so familiar with the stuff on orcs, even though I lurk there. But, like, I see all these activities popping up, and yeah, there's a lot of going on. Which I do think it's a generally positive thing. There's too much communities that are more like cult. No offense, it's not Friday, it's just me doing my own thing. I'm supposed to do forestry, but so far I've been stuck with my crash shenanigans on farming sim. Yeah, I want to do forestry in some point. I have that big plot there in the south coming, so that should be nice. Yeah, Fest, that's fair. That's fair. Like, I think some people might get adverse reaction of like same game being run on different time, especially as I'm running this on the same server we are playing the usual farming sim on. I might have to change that, but we'll see how it goes. Like, I have played a variety of games. What is that thing in the information window? I'm not sure why there's a number of whales there. Well, we'll see what happens when we start running this thing. Like, there's some new UI elements, and I'm old and confused, but I'm not that confused. Haha, pun intended. Hold on, why do I hay and grass? Grass. Why there's hay. Interesting. Pick up is lowered. Let's see how this goes. Maybe, just maybe I should turn this thing on. Oh, I'm so rusty when it comes to this. I'm still not sure why do we have this window below the information panel, but no, let's just roll with it. Ah, it's counting the number of bales. Okay. Very well. Not sure why there's a need for one per se, but we'll go with it. So yeah, I'm making bales to stream. On my usual quiet hours of the morning. I did play RuneScape for a couple of weeks and then had some personal reasons coming to the way of the stream, but it is what it is. I'm back. And since this is not the most popular slot, I should have this for the foreseeable future, unless I get employed, but that should only be my demise at autumn. But we'll see. I've been offered the position. It's just down to the negotiations that it might start sooner, but I'm I'm honestly not very keen on that, even though, you know, the whole money coming in is definitely nice. But like, I come from a position that I'm on paid study leave, so uh, it's definitely more money, but as I have a tendency to overwork myself, well, be completely honest, I have enjoyed a bit of the time where I can concentrate on all the other things I do because, well, as some of you know, I do have the real life forestry shenanigans, so those do take time as well. And I then have other man-child hobbies slash part-time work commitments, so going back to work is going to mean back to 50 60 hour weeks. There's no way around that, but at least I will finish the school in about 1.5 years, so that will be out of the way. There we go. I'm watering myself. Just to, you know, express it in the most inconvenient way possible. Because I'm a long-winded speaker. I didn't check if it's the usual timetabling. I think it's Xintar and Suga after me, but that might have changed, so don't hold me on that. But I should have a decent couple of hours running with you guys that happen to be around at this time. Because it's kind of the theme of the stream that, well, a lot of people are going to sleep. or are still somewhere within the working day in the Far East. I could pop a few Aussie or trading jokes, but I'm going to stay out of them for now. For now. And I got misguided there because I needed to check something on the browser. Oh well. Now I'm running 1.5 lanes. Oh well. I see a lot of digs. Oh yeah. Hey, yeah, that is a shame. But I do agree that they kind of allowed that to be there for quite some time. Maybe we reached some sort of magical popularity threshold, so they did actually check. Hi, Super. Yeah. Oh, we are not trusted anymore. Oh well. That did also last for quite a significant amount of time. Like, maybe, just maybe this thing got, maybe they looked again when we released some new emotes. Like, I'm not sure how the system of Twitch work. Like, do they have like an auto flagging system? Because everything seems to be AI nowadays, or something else. Who knows? Anyway, rip for White Tom. That emote specifically, it caused a reaction with some people, let's say it like that, even though it's not the most atrocious thing. Super Civilian, would you mind sharing, are you painting mechs or are you painting vehicles? It's always good to hear that people are creating within the Battletech verse and painting their own mechs, or whatever they have to be painting. If you haven't figured out by now, I'm quite biased for fire starters. Because, well, I like my war crimes. As much that is a meme inside the Legion, or I think potentially in Dodge. Oh, nice. Bike Assault Platoon. That's a new one. But but to be fair, I think it fits really nicely with the whole. I'm not sure. Would you like to call it cassette sci-fi or like how would you define BattleTech? Because I like when I got sucked in to the universe, so to speak. Like I always was very fascinated by the fact that you have very sophisticated technology. You have the uh, like a lot of the visuals from the 80s, and then like everything that has to do with computers tends to be almost always either a mech or room sized, apart from some PDA things. So like I think I will call it cassette sci-fi or something else. So yeah, bikers, yes, yes, that sounds really nice. Even though I have to say that powered armor infantry does as well. It's always good to see stumpy robots, but it's also the combined arms and everything like that. To be to be completely honest, like I infantry wise, I'm way out of my depth, like how it even works in BattleTech. I know it exists in Mechamech in some form, but that's pretty much about it. Yeah, no, yeah, like just to comment on superhero, like that sounds really nice. And it's like at least for now, it's been genuinely nice to see that like people can roll with most things when it comes to BattleTech. It's not so. Uh, well, it can be competitive. I'm not saying that we have events like that running in the uh, BPL and Orcs, but like the point system, from my little understanding, is not perfect. But at the same time, it also allows a lot of things to be used and uh, from different eras. And in this case, it seems also like to create custom stuff again, which is nice. Like it's some other miniature-based games uh, um, do not take very kindly on people doing custom things, which is unfortunate for them, I think. Because I do understand to say that you need to protect your IP and all that thing. However, once you kill off the creative side of your community in a hobby that is not exactly cheap, um, there might be an adverse reaction um with a decision like that. Yeah, and like again, when people move away from some other miniature games, and maybe they delve into Mechamic first when it comes to BattleTech, which is again a really nice thing to play for free. Um, Yeah, specifically that probably helps. Thank you for the good thank you for the good contribution. Uh, More art on the way. So yeah, playing the MechWarrior games on PC probably helps. Um, but yeah, like I have seen people play like BattleTech with like thick paper cutouts instead of like miniature mechs. Like you can make it work, which I honestly think it's a nice thing because well, not everyone has the commitment to make at a specific time, and the more people in the hobby, um, like the better. Like I do honestly think that obviously it's not black and white when things go mainstream, but still I have to say to an extent, um, even though it's a very let's say extensive universe, and definitely you can as you guys are here displaying very well, you can sorry you can do a lot of things with like the universe and everything in it. It's still like very important to have a hobby that you can still approach easily, but that it also does have a lot of depth behind it. Because, again, even though we all probably to one extent or another enjoy our stompy robots or any other aspect of the universe, it is still very much a hobby. If, like, people are not interested about it, uh, it will unfortunately eventually die off. Um, I don't follow a lot of what goes on with the the latest outrage when it comes to like different IPs and such. But I generally think like BattleTech as a system seems to be a lot more healthy than it was 7 or 8 years ago. There's a lot of creators in YouTube doing stuff, and you know, all the people actually enjoying their aspects of the hobby. Whether it's writing law, whether it's designing custom mechs, whether it's painting the miniatures, or whether it's everything else. And then, and again, I have to mention thank you for the good donations. It's good to see the progress bar advance, and yeah. Yeah, and I think every like system will have its ups and downs, but like coming from some other hobbies communities, BattleTech feels generally nice. But there will be always people will be people, but when your average, uh, let's say, encounter with other BattleTech people is like mostly positive, uh, it definitely helps your outlook about the whole thing. There we go. Now I'm holding a self-inflicted stretch break. Probably let out some sounds. Sorry. There we go. There was the snap, crackle, pop. Because your body needs it sometimes. Because I seem to be one of those people that, by the virtue of sitting in the office chair, tend to develop tension in the upper body. Yeah, Fess, I think that's generally a good point. So yeah, it's just a comment on Super Sylvian. It's a dirty Ultra modeled one of AS394, so it's one of their larger ones. I see their medium ones a lot in real life, like this one here. Yeah, the Q305. This thing, I see a bundle of them, and we do have the 850 from the the tractor that I'm still using in the estate is older than me because it was made in 1984. Yeah, yeah, the clans do have a Hano system, and I'm not going to throw shade on the clans here. But again, like, it's definitely different when something is optional, as some other systems, when you have like a lot of like nation, faction, or even like if it's a god game, you have deck specific rules. Like it can become quite convoluted at times. And yeah, like Tamu and Xice, thank you for the coup donation. Number go up. That's all I say. Which reminds me, I should probably press the magic button myself. There we go. Now I can do all the I'm doing my part memes. Yeah, first I didn't want to address the elephant in the room. But like yeah. Itamu praise joke. Yeah. I didn't want to delve there, but as we kind of picked up on it, I say it. Like, I have a friend that plays the latest and greatest in Warhammer 40,000, and Uh, well, like I like a lot of my man-child stuff involve like pricey um, equipment. The forestry equipment is it's not exactly cheap. Or when it comes to the other man-child stuff with uh, guns and such, they can be quite pricey. Even though, like, with everything else, when it comes to like spear of hobbies, it it is a spectrum. Like, you can go very low budget on some things, but like my friend is basically an average player plus, and it's atrocious amount of money he keeps throwing to those miniatures. Like don't get me wrong, like like I'm happy when people find a hobby they want to spend money on, but like I have started to notice that because he's there mostly to paint the miniatures, like it's becoming like to the point of prohibitive for him to do it because it costs so much. It like it it's like I don't even want to go and look at the prices anymore because they were a lot like even before COVID, and I think the last 4 years in the blender have done a number on those prices as well. So yeah, like it's he only enjoys that part. He does not like to play it anymore because of the constant rule changes, which is a shame. But yeah. Saltwater Aquaria. Okay. Yeah, that's I'm not sure if I don't like some of my friends do have like freshwater aquariums. So I only partly know what that entails. But I would guess a saltwater one is a step above that. Because, salt. And even if you have, like, saltwater species, it's probably not going to be good if, like, uh, if that percentage goes too high. Yeah, like, first, I totally understand. Okay. Yeah, and like it's good that you have that stuff available like nowadays. Like whether it's through 3D printing or some other means, it's really nice that you can get some custom stuff. Like it's like well, when you go to economies of scale, like 3D printing for now cannot reach the volume. However, it's also the fact that I will point out constantly. It allows a lot of the product to be done that would not otherwise exist. Super Civilian, yeah, I will do some forestry, but this is especially like this whole making grass bales or making pellets. Um, the game is there to facilitate me talking and having something to do with my fingers, so I don't constantly tap them. Otherwise, I would label this as like a soapbox stream, because again, I'm here alone and I'm a long-winded speaker. So is this like a whole 35-year-old man yelling at clouds thing? Which is also something I try to remain mostly positive, but sometimes you have to talk about the things going around in the world, and it is what it is. But yeah, I like farming sim. I like other aspects. I just wish the forestry would be slightly better, because I really like forestry. It's just that this game uh, seems to do the forestry a lot better, even though they don't have physics system to speak of. Like if you ever buy this game to do forestry, uh, it's the best one there is, but acknowledge at the same time that even though I'm the person that likes, that I sometimes like doing some of the things the hard way, just for the sake of doing them, like properly, I still use like autoload like lumber trailers and things like that, because I cannot stomach uh, doing these things on this game, because the physics system is so atrocious. So yeah, uh, Super Civilian, yeah, I do have those games, my brainless, like, and this I say this with all the love, like completely brainless action game for a long time has been Warframe, even though it's basically a glorified farming, you know, to get that dopamine from drop that allows you to finish the next weapon. But you know, it's one of those brainless games. Like, I can just play it by looking at the minimap and not think about it. Yeah, yeah. Like, again, I kind of like how simulators have become this big spectrum of things, and every once in a while, when people do some stuff, there is something new and nice on the way. But it's also the fact, like, we see it with many different, when it's the, you know, extracting shooter games, or whether it's something else, there will be a lot of game makers trying that formula. So not all of the simulator games are created equal, because a lot of them tend to be very keen on just monetizing the idea, and it's basically a glorified asset grab. But again, this is also very dependent, like how do you consume games. Like, I tend to have like, because I have, apart from this stream, I don't always have a lot of what I call active playing time. So like, I have some games like, again, some of you have seen me play old school RuneScape. It's my favorite active screensaver because, again, I can still get the dopamine, but I don't have to pay active attention to it, especially in the low intensity tasks. And Super Civilian, yeah, there are definitely some like under the radar titles, and like the the last one that I haven't gotten too much time to play yet, but something that I purchased after a lot of years, was Dominion 6. That series is, well, it's one of those games that does the next iteration 3 or 4 years, but you could still argue that it's the same. It has been the same game that has evolved for quite some time. So I finally bought in, and it's really nice. It's hard. The UI would be better. It can be very hard and frustrating, but there are not many other games like it. And sometimes you need hard things. And what little time I have spent, like for example with Dwarf Fortress, I have enjoyed my time. I like it a lot more than RimWorld for a lot of reasons, even though I know a lot of people like RimWorld and Dwarf Fortress, but I like Dwarf Fortress better. But still, I have to admit that for this graphical iteration of Dwarf Fortress, the thing I'm looking forward to the most is the adventure mode, which I think should be coming out this month. So that's a nice thing to look forward to. And I have to say that every once in a while I find myself going back into the games of old. Some of you might know the Avernum series. They have been remaking them with more modern UI and support for resolutions. So like, if you ever touch Avernum, like in the beginning of 2000s or so, I think those updated ones are in a really nice spot to get in. I got the first one from discount, and I'm going to buy the next one once I finish that. There is the whole bundle also, but it's not so well. It's not running so well on modern systems, so I'm just going to buy the pre-made ones because, well, even though it was a remaster, I bought the first one for like €2.50, which is more or less the same in dollars. Master of Magic. That's a name I haven't heard for a while. That's a name I haven't heard for a good while. But to be completely honest, I I remember a friend playing it, but it's been so long that I don't like I don't completely like recall like how the game was like. I just have like okay, okay, yeah, yeah. That's sort of like I had something like my brain produces like flashes of uh, something that looks different but was uh, somewhere between Civilization and Heroes of Might and Magic. Oh, yeah, Pirates Gold is a really nice. I remember playing that with a friend. I don't have it personally, but I might have to get one if I think GOG should have a copy that runs, probably. What else do I think that would be worth the old school mentioned? Well, um, I I had something that I forgot, but yeah, there's a lot of games there, and like I find myself one more going back to those games or uh, going back to the very well done remasters. Oh, I haven't ever played Mule. Uh, Another thing to the bucket list, I guess. Because again, like not all not all remasters are created equal. Like I have to there is some like sense of nostalgia in me. So I was looking forward to the one that they were making from, and this might piss some other people off as well. Is that I looked forward to the remaster they released from Battlefront 1 and 2. Um, then I looked at the reviews and the dumpster fire it was. Like like I thought they had it in the bag. Like obviously not all of those games are very easy to create and do. Like I fully acknowledge that. It's not the easiest thing to do conversion on old games, but I just look forward to that one for the things they combined and things that would have allowed, people have multiplayer support, properly working multiplayer with 64 players for a game like Battlefront 2, like the old one, the classic. Alas, no. So if I want to play that game, it's going to be the classic Battlefront 2 with mods instead of paying for the completely blocked remaster. So I'm quite glad, even like I'm quite glad that I didn't buy into it before it was released and reviewed, because it really was a dumpster fire. And I think still is like I think it's an achievement on its own when you take a game like that and to say this the nicest way possible, manage to completely botch it, because I really do think a lot of people have fond memories of like the first Battlefront 1 and 2. Like I can remember those times fondly. I used to play the second Battlefront with people. But they had their chance and they ruined it. So shame on them. Shame on them. And again, just to clarify, I'm not talking about the new EA versions. I'm talking about the original ones that they did the combination remaster on, that managed to be worse than, you know, the sum of their parts. Because even like if it, like, again, just do what it said on the tin. Include those things you said and have a working multiplayer with enough servers to start, and the game that like you know, you at least try to optimize and make work on modern hardware, and you would have had it back. Ew. Dungeon Keeper Mobile remake. Do I even want to know? it's it's this going to make is this going to be one of those things that will make, you know, man yell at a cloud? Like, don't get me wrong, like there can be some quite decent mobile games, and oh no, Fez. Like don't get me wrong, like games with grinds and time gates can be made to work, but yeah, when there's paywalls alongside them, yeah, no, just no. Oh well. I'm let me say it this way. I take your word on it. I don't have to go and look, because, well, now I just have to quickly before I forget. Genesis Alpha 1. Okay, there's the. Okay, it's under Team 17, and it seems to flag. Yeah, no, I think that Genesis Alpha 1 looks nice, and it might tickle to my fancy with the X4 and survival games that I tend to burn out easily from. Yeah. You probably got some feedback from the trailers there. So, yeah. It seems nice. I put it to my wish list so I can look to it later. I have about 40 minutes to go with you guys before I have to go, and just to see that I'm not completely talking out from my cesspool of a brain. Let's see. Okay, there's the oh, I'm scheduled for longer than 2 hours. uh, Super Civilian, I did wishlist the game mentioned here, which is the one you mentioned, the Genesis Alpha 1. So it's now on the wish list. But yeah, I have to stop in 14 minutes. Sorry, 40 minutes. Because I do have that job interview coming up. So that is what you get for now, and then there's Nev is going to stream many more hours. There's an empty slot there. For now, I haven't looked into the super secret ivory tower of WPPL Studio to see are there any other people jumping in, but I'm going to run with 2 hours for now, because it might be different next week. And yeah, I was supposed to refuel this thing by pressing the magic button and letting it refuel. You know, like it's like I say it like this, Super Civilian. I have my beef with early access games, like mainly because I've been burned out with some of them in the past. But again, it is what it is. I know not all of them are created equal, and there's a reason why I do generally buy them discounted, or I give them the like plus 1 year treatment of them being out in the early access and seeing how well they do. That usually is enough time, because again, I do have very limited playing time in my hands. Enough time for them to sort out most things, and this is not only the let's say something that I'm not pointing my fingers to early access. This is also, unfortunately, in today's world, a lot of the big name release titles, you need to give them a year for them to sort things out, because a lot of games are not released in a state that I would be comfortable buying them in the state that they are unreleased. I have to say though, like I did finally, after a month, cave in and bought Helldivers 2, because you know it's a live service game, and I still like it was very telling for me personally when a lot of games a lot of my friends were playing that game even a month after the release. Because usually by the time when you have a game like this, it's going to be like maybe 2 weeks to a month at most, and it's dead. Like it's the and it's really easy to like once you go through like the central content of the game, it's yeah, it's just that like it will be abandoned, and if you weren't there for the time it was popular, well, sucks to be you. And like I did have a stint where I did like burn myself out with like co-op games. Like I used to play a lot of like Left 4 Dead 2, and when you take something like once you have played enough of like something like yeah Left 4 Dead 2, and then you look into, hey, there's this Warhammer Vermintide out, and it's like, yeah, this is basically Left 4 Dead 2 with a slightly different skin. And yeah. And then Vermintide 2 is probably the same Dark Tide, even though I really enjoyed people watching streaming it and played a bit of it when I happened to have the Xbox Game Pass when it was released. But yeah, it immediately gave me this burned out feeling. But well, Helldivers 2 has been really nice, so I tip my hat to them. That's like it's not a perfect game, but it is definitely, for me personally speaking, enjoyable enough to keep playing it every once in a while. And for a game of that price, so far their like live service model has been done very decently, and there's not a whole lot of live service games that you can say that about. Okay, so Perseverant, thank you for the recommendation. I need to look forward, like I need to dip my toes into that and look at the type of game Crawl is. Like like I have the both blessing and the curse have, like, people I know live in variety of time zones, so I, well, don't always have the time to, you know, engage with enough of them to play something like that. However, it's always worth looking into, because you always need a reason or two to be mad at your friends when it comes to games. like, I have this one friend, and he's a great person, but in Helldivers 2, he mostly runs with Tesla Tower, the mortar sentries, both the EMS and normal, and minefields. He does use a lot of them. And I'm not the best communicator at times, but he does sprinkle them around like pixie dust. And it can be frustrating. Like, I can somewhat deal with the mortar, but if you put that Tesla tower into a wrong position, like yeah, it like, you can probably hear my frustration. But yeah, no, like, again, like, I think that game would still lose a lot of the like a lot of it, like, a lot of its charm. Sorry. There we go. And there we go again. Oh, I managed to screw up those bells. Anyway, I will get them up later. So, yeah. Yeah, Super Civilian, don't feel, like, tempted to stay, like, awake too much. Time to go to crash, and, like, you can catch me next week or some other time. Like, I'm running with the usual Farm Sync Fridays crew, but, like, the initial reason why I started to stream at this time is that it was both convenient for me, and it's also the fact that, like, when I'm streaming with Bulk and the crew, it's literally 4 a.m. for me. But, like, it's the apartment that we live in the city is very small, so I'm constantly playing the do not startle the witch game as my spouse is sleeping. And as you can probably imagine, that it's one of those games that you don't want to lose. Yeah, Super Civilian, thanks for stopping by and sharing your opinions and stories. They are always appreciated. It's good that I can have some mental strings to attach on to keep me on course. Yeah, have a good one. And I missed that bale. Well. Also, even though this is a farming sim, I'm so blessed that these vehicles don't behave in the way that they do in the real world. I would have wrecked, especially like this one, a couple times by turning it too sharply. I'm full. Anyway, I will move one extra bit like this. Now, as this is doing things uh, yeah. Yeah, there's actually yeah, there's a fair bit of time when Nef starts, so that will be like 8 hours from when I finish the stream. So that's going to be quite some time. I'm communicating with my dog that he goes back to sleeping. As well. Many things on. Many things happening at once. So I'm failing to hold the ball. Just give me a moment. And there we go. Sorry, my duck needed scratches. And I had to yield to his demands. So we just had the walk before this. Unfortunately, he only knows that word in Finnish, so well, he does not react to that. So now, as he has been petted, he's back there to sleep for the next 45 minutes, 40 minutes or so. A lot of bales. that's pretty much all I can say. Like no, it has been a really nice stream. Like it's just that like Farming Sim 22 is one of those games that if you don't play it for a while, you are playing a lot of catch up, especially if you are playing in the server environment, because I had those sudden events, so I wasn't sure if, well, if if the time has passed. That's one of the reasons why I put my fields to only grow grass, so if I miss a cycle or something, it's not going to be like a big thing. So people don't have to pick up after me if I'm not there. But like it's been a really nice run. Like obviously like we have been doing this for quite some time, so there's probably some people that have reached a point where it's not as interesting as it was to begin with, and some people, like there's many types of players with games like Farming Sim, because some people just like they will find the hardest difficulty possible and they want to thrive in that, and once the game gets easy they get bored, and you know, all of that stuff happens where unless they start a new map or they start a new challenge, they will stop playing. Like I tend to be like that in strategy games, like when I've played Total War series, it has been, well, like always the nicest points has been, you know, going through the challenging fights and going through things and having the early to mid game struggle, but once you get the steam train rolling, you pretty much know that it's going to be X amount of battles, then you get this and this and this, and yeah, you just keep crushing everything that comes your way. So maybe just me with those games, like optimizing the fun out of them. It might be so, like it might just be me, but again, like I don't get, for some reason I don't get the same thing in Farming Sim. Like I can get things go, and like I have seen so many years go by on this server, so like one more season missed doesn't hurt me nearly as much as some other people on this server. So that's the only reason why I try to be cautious in a way, like how much do I let the time run. Because again, like I think at most during my time we have had like maybe 5 to 6 people on the server at most, but it has been mostly 2 to 4, or just someone alone doing their things. But I do also have to say that like when it's a game like this, sometimes like as with any game, you will burn out of it, and I think it's just like one of those adult things in life that you need to realize that sometimes you need to let it be for a while. You do need to go and play something else. There are some people that can play like only like simulators, and I think that there's still very much a competitive scene of all things going farming simulators. Like they have their leagues with like actual money rewards and all that. I could not imagine myself uh, playing this thing competitively. But, well, that's esports for you. It's a very wide spectrum of things. And there we go, another pile of bales. I'm sure that I will crash into one of them at some point, but uh, it doesn't matter. I will sort it out. I will sort it out when the time comes. But yeah, those people that follow our community, we have some uh, timetable changes coming. It should not affect the like the public times so much. There will be some people like going back and forth, but I think we do also have like new streamers coming in, so like you will see a slightly different variety on sometimes that you have maybe gotten used to. I'm still going to be doing this for the foreseeable future. Like I don't. The only reason there will be changes happening is that, well, like again, if that new work starts, it might bring a change to my time. But before that, well, I'm going to be running this thing. I am tempted to stream old school RuneScape again because it's it's something different that is not on this channel, so it might attract the crowd on its own. And it's still a game, even though it has its faults. It's atrociously grindy. It's still very decent game to play, and I have my memories of that game that will, if nothing else, glorify the nostalgia. Because, like, I can play like for those that do not know, like RuneScape, the classic one. So RuneScape 1 was one of the first like online RPGs that you could play basically with a browser, more or less. And yeah, it it mostly ran on uh, potato pieces and such, so you could play it in your local library, and that's what I did a lot. Like they had, which was very advanced for the time. They had like DSL and 6 computers that you could use for browsing the internet, which for a town that had like about 1,600 people was actually a lot if you consider that it was a public library. We did have like we for my hometown we had still have very decent education and public service available because it combined with the, some other local villages, so it's a combined effort to keep things running in a small community. But anyway, at the time, because we are talking like early like we are talking mostly before year 2000 or slightly after, so again, like having DSL and uh, like six new machines in the library was for people that, well, maybe had like at the time, especially in States, from what I hear, basically mostly had like modems. Uh, that was really nice. It was really nice to have that chance to have access online from early on. So yeah, it's it's something. It's a time I remember fondly, and when we got computer to home, uh, we did not actually have internet access until we could get DSL as well, because they were doing the whole uh, network installation things in bundles during the summers, and we needed to wait for extra couple of years to get that. Nowadays, it's ironically actually like a because it's a small town. Like at the estate, we use uh, like wireless, because we have like G5 broadcasting towers in the village, and also what we have is like a fiber optic line running maybe 30 yards from the main building, so if we want fiber in one point, another we can. So that is a very good option to have. A lot of this is facilitated by that. We are the town is very close to highways, so there is the main fiber optic lines running alongside the highway, so it's not like we don't need to lay like hey, to get fiber to this small community you need to lay like 50 miles of underground cable to allow us to bring fiber to this community. Which is nice. Sorry, that is the yarn that has been chasing me the whole morning. There we go. So I just received a message about a thing in WPPL. The great conspiracy of White Thumb emote continues. Apparently, Tom's emote was using too much bandwidth, so it had to be removed because of that. Those of you that saw the emote know what I'm talking about, because Tom is also really wide from behind. You can take that out of context if you will, but I would advise against taking the memeing too far. And again, like it's it's interesting with Twitch and its policies, but I'm not getting into that at this point of the stream, because the way I'm talking, it's probably going to take more than the 7 minutes or so we have remaining. So yeah, there will be probably something before Nev, but it's not unscheduled, so I'm not going to make any remarks about that. You will see when the broadcasting notification pops up if you have like the mobile app. Oh no. Oh, that yawn is really starting to chase me. I'm running out of caffeine in a minute. I need to make more coffee. Because, well, I'm a moderate consumer, but I try to pace myself, because, well, too much coffee and you can become tired and anxious, and that's never a good thing. I always keep forgetting that it will raise the tool from the pickup position when it's cycling from the position it allows me to dip the trailer back and unload the bales. But yeah, I can gather most of these things before we finish, so that's going to be a nice fresh start to go from. I'm not going to be sure which month it's going to be the next time we are here, if the guys are going to play Farming Sim on Friday, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I think they'll mostly be playing Light Year Frontier, which is, again is good. And I think Volk has been also streaming a fair bit on his own. We do have some very active streamers, which is very nice. And a wide selection of things, which is also like well, like I haven't really watched, but like I think sure, like there are variety streamers, like individuals that will stream like a variety of game genres, and you know, maybe do a bit of reaction videos and all that. Like yeah, there is that existing, but I don't think I recall any other channel like doing this amount of streamers. But again, I might be biased and I might just be uninformed. But anyway, this is our piece of real estate, and it's always nice to see like generally like a nice little crowd that engages, even if it's not the busiest of times. So 1.5 minutes to go, and I will start to ease this thing off. Because again, I need to probably smack myself a couple of times and like make sure that I'm presentable for the interview. Because, well, money is nice. That's all I say work-wise. Because it's one of the necessary evils, and again, I have found that even if I'm not like working, so I'm in quotes just studying, I find ways to fill my days with things to do. But that is me, and that's of my own choosing, so to say. So, yeah, thank you for sticking by. Thank you for having the conversations. It's probably either very early or very late for you guys, or something in between. The Aussies have their prime time maybe in 2 hours or so. So there is that. Anyway, thank you for following the stream. I will hope to see some of you again next week. And if you can't drop by, you can drop by. So, have a safe day, guys, and take care. Bye.